there are multiple, let me just put down my Palo Santo. There are multiple important storylines in your life ongoing at the same time right now. This is sort of never really not the case, but I feel like it's just really present for you in your understanding of your life, and you might feel like there is a lot going on. And what I'm getting is, I wrote down bare feet and a blank page. And I think the focus now, like the priority now, is to not even involve yourself in any of the storylines that are converging in your life. This might be a little bit of a tricky one to navigate through, because it truly feels like it could go any way, and I could talk about any single one of these timelines, of these stories, of these like pieces of your life that are ongoing. They're all going in their own trajectory. It's like you're walking on multiple paths at the same time. And the thing is that I was getting this sensation, this message that was so loud and so pervasive that it almost like couldn't be heard. It was like the underlying thing underneath everything. It was the one sort of unifying energy walking me through these multiple paths, and that is that you are safe to reprioritize in your life right now. You are safe to do less or seem to be doing less, but really what's happening is, where's my camera going all the way over here? Oh my god. Really what's happening is, in this reprioritizing or realignment, such as what we do with the camera, as you realign, you know, sometimes like things veer off course because we are just on autopilot and we are blindly putting one step in front of the other, maybe even following a roadmap that we laid out for ourselves when we were a completely different person. Like, it's not even taking us anywhere that we even want to go anymore. Like, I keep feeling like this is like getting pulled off course. And so I think the wisdom is like, seriously, look at it, it's drifting. Like, something is drifting out of alignment in your life. Hold on, let me see if I can fix this. Something is going awry and something is going off course. And if you don't actually take the time to stop and redirect it and do what you need to do so that it's going the direction that you want it to be going, it's just going to keep veering in a different direction that you haven't chosen, or maybe you have chosen at some point in the past and it's just not serving you anymore. And that is crazy that my camera was just doing that, just to demonstrate our point, right? Okay, just to get the point across, like in a very kind of visual way that we can understand. The point is not to always know where your ship is pointed. The point is not to always have everything planned 12 steps ahead, because as we know, the best laid plans can go awry. The best laid plans can be, you know, laughed at by the gods. And like, inevitably we have to leave that space for the divine intervention. We have to leave that space to allow the unknown to step in and interact with us in our lives. You do not have full control. 444 on the timer. You do not have full control over your life. You do not have full control over other people's emotions, things that are occurring out in the world. There are certain things that you can absolutely choose to bring into your reality, But at this time, the wisdom is like, take some space to really understand what your priorities are at this time. It's not as important to really focus on where you want to get to. You can do that as well, but I'm really feeling so strongly at the moment, reprioritize. Like, you are safe to step back from things. You are safe to stop like investing time, energy, money, I'm hearing, in things that are just not feeling like they're giving back to you anymore, or they're not feeling like, it might not even make any sense, honestly. You might not be able to put your finger on any sort of like rational, logical, like, something might have just like died off for you, honestly, energetically. Like, cords might have been cut without you meaning intentionally to cut them. Like, timelines might be like falling away without your intentional like intervention, or like, there is so much divine intervention happening. I'm hoping that this is all kind of coming together and making sense, but let's get some wisdom from the Herbal Astrology Oracle. Do we have any wisdom about this time? Bare feet, blank page. I mean, you would think that the wisdom from that would be like, maybe you need a break. Like, maybe you need a holiday. Maybe you need a rest. And I'm also hearing the saying, a change is as good as a rest, or a change is as good as a holiday. People have different versions of that saying. Lavender Weaver. Oh. So we were just speaking about the multiple paths. The Weaver is really just talking about that and really confirming that a lot of things are coming together in your life. Now, it's funny because there's the simultaneous feeling of like, yeah, being like the spider at the center of the web. There's like a spider, is it here on this side, and the web. And at the same time, feeling like you've already done enough weaving for now. Like, you don't actually need to actively input into manifesting any of these paths, you know, actively calling in any of these paths. I feel like there's just like some things that you are not aware of that are going on behind the scenes. There's like protection that is covering you happening behind the scenes. There's like people thinking about you behind the scenes that you're not aware of. I feel like both in positive and in negative ways. There's a tension on you right now, and like, I'm really feeling so strongly that you don't even know how protected you truly are, but you can rest in that, knowing that like, you're good, like, you are good. Nothing is going to like come in and enter your field, unwanted energy. But yeah, there's, I'm like being drawn to the little angel that's playing music and like pouring down like this like sparkle energy, like pouring down grace. You are being absolute, like, grace is pouring down onto your life right now. And I think it's like you're receiving these blessings of like, you've already put in the work, and then like now it's time for the divine to meet you and like finish the job, to like wrap up the present in the bow, to like do whatever the next steps are. It's not up to you to take the next steps. Like, let go, let God is what I'm hearing. I'm getting a lot of God messages today. Is there any other wisdom here? I will go a bit deeper into the lavender and check if there's any wisdom in the guidebook for Weaver as well. That's the number 20, if that's significant to you. Okay, anything more? Rosemary, ancient wisdom, Ancient wisdom, I wanted to say. Ancient memory. Wow. These are both very feminine cards. And I think that also, what is this? Is this Mercury? They're both Mercurian. This one is Mercury and the Sun. They have astrology, and they have the herbs on them as well. That's why it's the herbal astrology deck. I quite like that amalgamation of astrology and herbs together. Yeah, I think I was going to say, I think you could probably do with a bit of a sage in your space, and maybe that's actually quite significant that I started the reading with my Palo Santo stick. I just really felt like I needed to, and I've like lit some candles and stuff in the background, but yeah, I really felt like I needed to bring the smoke into the space and like have a real intention that what's coming in is what is meant to be coming in, and what is being kept away, I just want to like increase the, like, multiply the intention that unwanted energies are not welcome in the space. And if they are coming towards me, that they are going to be deflected, that if they're coming towards the reading, an orange butterfly just flew past, that they're going to be deflected away. Rosemary, ancient memory, number 3. This is feeling like such a sacred card to me right now, and I know that they do use rosemary like as a remembrance herb and like place it on caskets and stuff like that. So this might be a symbol of grief, either real grief that you're going through in your life, grief for the old path that you have walked, grief for a person that you may have lost. There is something here. I'm just like, I'm drawn to the smoke and the spirit, and I think, yeah, that could be significant for someone to hear, that there might be some like smoke rituals that you might like to do in your space, or like maybe if you just want yeah, just to like come into a space where you're like, there's something about the scent of the smoke where it just like, it really grounds you and makes you feel more fully present. Anyway, rosemary, remembrance, ancient memory, multi-dimensional sight, recollection, commitment, loyalty to a vision. The ancients were well acquainted with this hardy shrub, which had a reputation for strengthening the mind and memory. It became the symbol for fidelity for new lovers. Oh wow, I didn't know that. And was also used in religious rites and at funerals. Yeah. Wow, it's also a symbol. Oh my god. During weddings, it was entwined in the wreath worn by the bride and dipped in scented water to bless the union as a symbol of the sacred moment and eternal loyalty. Wow, that's beautiful. Holy connection and connection to the higher mind. Call upon rosemary as a guiding light to see beyond the veil of confusion and stay committed to the vision that moves you. I think that that's where this probably ties into the rest, the stepping into the receptivity, and being aware that all of the paths that have led you here, excuse me, and all of the paths that will lead you forward, like each step along that path is sacred. For the lavender, weaver of potential, new beginnings, intuitive intellect, contemplative phase. Yeah, so that's like, it's so subtle, this message. It's really like, I barely heard it because it sort of felt like it was moving through me, not in a way of like words, thoughts, visions. It was just like a new energy that was moving me through the world. So I really wanted to just come in and like in real time, like tap in and see what's here. And so I think what's possible here as well, bear with me, is that there's a real subtleness to this. This is not a very obvious thing, or a very obvious energy that you might be able to discern in your life. And I think sometimes when things are subtle, like when they don't kind of slap you in the face, we have so many distractions in our life. We have so much scrolling and, like, you know, nights out and family things and like friends, and constantly like facing outwards into the world, showing up in the world, our work, our home life, our responsibilities. I could go on. But the distractions, like when there is a very, very subtle presence that is trying to become alive in your life, if you don't make space and time to really let go of some of that external and pull your energy back to you, back to center, that's where all of that subtleness, you know, like you need, if things are loud, you're not going to be able to hear the quietest whisper. And that is kind of the energy that I'm feeling here. It's almost imperceptible. It's like this grain of like the finest mist or dust. It's like, you know, these tiny little sprinkles of grace that are falling down upon us. It's these light codes that are coming down in sunbeams from the sun. It's like it's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Lavender, its name is derived from the Latin verb lavare, which means to wash. This is making me think of, like, you know, like you can't see the forest for the trees, or like the fish can't see the water, you know, like you're in the air but you don't really notice the air. It's all around you. It's like it's inside you as you're breathing, but you kind of don't pay it any attention or any notice. Women would often massage their breasts with lavender to alleviate pain and increase breast milk. Oh, that's fascinating. Said to be ruled by Virgo, it embodies Mercury's energy as it opens the mental channels, fine-tunes and refines mental processes, and liberates communication and comprehension. Ooh, and I'm getting like a pain in my throat as I'm saying that. Spider is here today to remind you that when you're not communicating from a higher alignment, we quickly become entangled, overly critical, and even block the flow of creativity and healing communication. Connect to the energy of the spiral to journey deep into your shadows and allow this self-organizing system to facilitate higher alignment to your foundation. Use the gifts of communication such as music, poetry, art, and dance to nurture creativity as you weave your life. These are very, very subtle and powerful messages. I think like the broad takeaway, if we want to bring it into like quite a real sphere, is like maybe you need to step back. Maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you need to take some time to nourish the silence that needs to be listened to, and see if there are any messages that come through, see if there are any beams of wisdom. Maybe you just need to sit in the sunshine, even if it's weak sunshine where you are. Maybe you need to gather some herbs for your home. Maybe you need to use some incense or some sage or some other form of like smoke in your home. Any other final messages? Okay, Palo Santo making an appearance. Oh, this cracks me up. Like, so Palo Santo has entered the chat once more. I'm just gonna take that as like double confirmation that like maybe you need some like smoke cleansing in your space. I love the smell of Palo Santo. It's one of my favorite smells. I find it very earthy, very grounding, um, and yet very vibrant and very alive. So I don't think I need to say very much more on the Palo Santo number 55. I mean, I'm just going to take that as confirmation. Cleanse your space. Do some bibbity bobbity boo. Maybe take some time to journal and really think about, yeah, just leave space for whatever comes up. Is that the message? That's the message. Thank you for being in this space with me. I know it's been a bit nebulous today, but yeah, it is what it is. What can I say? Which also implies it was what it was and it will be what it will be. So yeah, blessings be, and I'll speak to you in my next one. Bye.